Okay, so why don't we get started with something that we don't often hear, maybe if often enough. A man who was opening up about having some work done. Oh, it's true. Okay, so Simon Cowell, he told The Sun that at one point, he just went too far with facial fillers and did not even recognize himself. So listen, Rick, as the man on the panel, now, of course, speaking for all men on planet Earth, what do you think about finally perhaps a man speaking out about their cosmetic procedures and maybe not the successful kind?
I'm a big smoke 'em if you got 'em guy. I don't really care what the man does, but my reaction is, wow, he paid for that. It seems like an odd thing for a man of a certain age. I'm old-fashioned. The only thing I stick in my face is a Big Mary occasionally from Mary Brown's, and I think it's. I guess this is an era of oversharing, and I think it's probably oversharing. But it's a little weird when you walk around with that done to your face, and I guess you think that maybe people don't know that you've been injecting something in your face.
That's what I think. It's not oversharing because it's just like it's pretty obvious.
It's written all over your face.
Exactly.
But don't you think? But Rick,
is he a victim in this? Is he claiming to be a victim of some sort, or?
No, I think his son is a victim because he said he scared his son because he guessed he wasn't recognizing him much anymore.
Right. Well, that would be a problem, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think it kind of confirms something. Like I've always wondered when you see someone who's maybe had what you deem as too much injectables. I always wonder, like, did they see the same face that I'm seeing? So the fact that he's come out and said, yeah, I looked back in the mirror and thought, wow, maybe I went too far. It was like, oh, okay, so you're seeing the same thing that the general public is seeing, because sometimes you wonder.
I bet you it wasn't that, though. I think it was more what Mel was saying, that somebody else finally pulled it out and said to him, because I think what the problem is, and this is just my theory, is that people who start getting a lot of injectables, they stop seeing themselves from what they look like to start with. They're only looking at themselves in the mirror, and they're always just thinking like, oh, maybe a little bit more. I mean, maybe a little bit more. And I think it can become this very quickly slippery slope. I think with men, we've seen, in a way, in Hollywood, maybe worse work than women. And I'm curious about this. Like, I think that the most notable ones are, like, think about this. Bradley Cooper comes to mind. I think about, like, Mickey Rourke. Who's another one?
Okay, well, Mickey Rourke is the exception to all rules, I think.
Stallone.
But I can't buy onto that the men have worse work than the women. Good Lord, we've all seen the work. I also think there's got to be that period of time when they get this done to themselves, where they have to go hide in the woods or in a hotel suite until it loosens, until it kind of loosens. But you see them and it's, oh, you're out in public just a little too quick. You have to go hide in a dark room.
You have to wait till it settles, Rick.
That's it. I should know. And I didn't know they were called injectables. I always thought that had something to do with something else.
Like a bug bite or like an allergic reaction?
I don't know. I just didn't know it was called injectables.
Did I get that?
I mean, we were
listen,
talking...
I'm not ruling out puffing up my face before I head out on tour. I just might do it.
Puffing up his face.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you said something else. No, I think there's a distinction to be made. I think injectables are different than Botox. I think some people don't know the difference. Injectables, you actually, like, if you do lips, it's an injectable. It's actually plumping up and putting something, reshaping something on your face or other parts of your body. But I think that we've talked about this on the show before, whether it's guys or gals, although I'm very refreshed to hear a man talking about this, we often only talk about the bad work. Lots of people are getting stuff done, but when it's like a little bit or it's subtle and it looks like you had a nap, it doesn't look like you literally had a face-off with Nicolas Cage. I think when it's subtle and it's done well, you don't even notice it. And I think that's the art of it.
Exactly. You're not drawing attention to yourself. That's happened so many times for people 100%. I know.
I do think, though, to your point, Cynthia, about the men in Hollywood getting it worse than the women, it may be the reverse of medical research, where so much of history medical research was based on men.
Yes.
And this way, in like the cosmetic enhancement world, like there's just not enough subject matter to go around for them to do best practice, and they don't talk to each other.
I think that's
what
it.
you need to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear you, Rick, about oversharing, but I do think that if more oversharing happened, then these kinds of examples wouldn't happen, or they'd happen less, because you'd have a buddy or a friend being like, a little too much. We need to slow down now. Pump the brakes.
So you're saying I'm supposed to sit around with guys and talk about plump lips. I just don't see it happening. Like, do you know who? Hey, Tim, you know who has nice plump lips? Bob. Where's he getting that done?
Why not? But why
Bob,
not, Rick? Why
who's
not?
doing your lips?
It's possible. I will overshare right now. Sometimes if I eat an entire really salty pizza, I retain so much water that it looks like I had Botox. So there's a hot tip.